Okay, lesson 1.5, basic constructions. We're gonna do this lesson a little bit differently. You're not gonna have to do all of the questions at the end. So make sure you're watching the video so you know what you're supposed to do. All right, we're gonna start with our vocabulary, and the first one is construction. A construction is a geometric figure that is drawn using a straight edge and compass. All right, which brings us to a straight edge, and a straight edge is just a ruler with no markings. So it's only used to draw a straight line. A compass is a geometric tool that we use to draw circles and arcs. So we use it to draw circles and parts of circles. You put one point down at the center, and then drag the pencil around until you draw a circle. Okay, so then perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect to form right angles. So 90-degree angles. So if we look at our little picture here, line CD is perpendicular to line AB because each of these little angles is a right angle. You can tell that because they have a square in the corner. A perpendicular bisector of a segment is a line, segment, or ray that is perpendicular to the segment at its midpoint. And we are going to talk about what a midpoint is today. Okay, and our last vocabulary, an angle bisector is a ray that divides an angle into two congruent coplanar angles. And if you remember, coplanar means they're on the same plane, so they're on the same flat surface. So if you look at the little picture, we had angle JKL, and then we have KN, which is the angle bisector, and it splits these two angles into equal coplanar angles. Okay, we are going to skip around a little bit. Normally we would go over how to draw these, but this year is a little bit different. So we are going to skip down to example 4. So you're going to have to flip a page here and talk about this one because this is more the math of how this works. Okay, so it says finding angle measures. They tell you WR bisects angle AWB. So the ray in the middle here, WR bisects AWB, the whole angle. Bisects means it cuts it in half. So we know that this angle is congruent to this angle. We know that AWR equals x and BWR equals 4x minus 48. So if they are bisected, we know angle AWR is equal to angle BWR. Okay, that's the definition of an angle bisector. We just learned that. If it splits an angle in half, then both halves have to be equal. We know that AWR is x and BWR is 4x minus 48. So we just substituted those in for the angles. Then we've got this positive 4. We're going to subtract 4 over to the other side to get negative 3x equals 48. And all we did was subtract 4x. Then if we divide by negative 3 on each side, x equals positive 16. So AWR equals 16. Then plug in 16 for x over here. 4 times 16 minus 48 is also 16, which makes sense, right? Because it's an angle bisector, so both angles should be the same. So we know that AWR plus BWR add up to the whole angle AWB because of angle addition, which we talked about the other day. So AWB has to be 16 plus 16, which is 32. And all we did was substitute in 16 for the angles. Okay, so that's how we're going to use angle bisectors to solve problems. We just think about what it means to be an angle bisector. So you have a little bit of an easy day today. We are going to skip 1 through 3, and you are going to try example 4. That's it today. That's the only one you have to do. It says if the measure of angle JKN is 50, then find the measure of NKL. So you're looking for this one. They told you this one was 50. And we need to find JKL as well. So you also have to find this whole angle. Okay. It says KN bisects JKL, so think about what that word means, and then you'll be able to find both of those angles.